when you get to that decision of what you want your family to look like. And again, when you get to the Bible and it's like, okay, well, this is what a family, this is what a father, this is what, this is what it means to take care of money. This is what it means. And now you start to not only read it, but it's like, I want to apply it. And so now it's like I said, now you got to make that separation. And now it's like, I saw what it was or what it wasn't, but this is what I want. And I want what God has instructed us to do. So now you got to make that, again, sometimes it's a tough split. And like I said, people get there at a different age, but now you got to make the decision. Like you said, no, it stops here. Like, whatever, if it's the spending, if it's the not saving, if it's whatever it is. And it's like, no, I'm going to stop here because God has told me to be disciplined with spending. God has told me to be, wise with decision making and whatever. Or God told me to save or whatever. And it's like, and then the other thing is, it's like, man, what does that look like? Because like, like you said, in family, whatever, it's like, well, in those bad things, like I know what not to do, but I also don't know what to do. Like I know what I want, but I don't know because I didn't see it. So now self-reflection, again, we have tons of tools and resources, people out there to help you. YouTube, it's a lot of resources. You got to go teach yourself, or go ask. Don't be afraid to go ask people. Hey, how do I? What is stocks? What is bonds? What is what is high yielding? What is whatever? And now it's like, okay, now I have the tools, and now applying those things. So I think, that's the two toughest things.
Yeah, and I think just to piggyback off of that, something that comes to mind is how separate God calls us to be. And I think about that from a family perspective, friendship, just from a social perspective, right? Because most of our pressures are social. And it sounds good when we read those scriptures that say, like, I have called you to be separate, right? Like, you're mine. But what happens when you have to walk in that practically?
Gotta apply it.
Practically, sometimes it feels like being left out, right? Do you still remember that you're chosen? Sometimes it feels like you can't go and do everything that other people, other places that people are going. Do you still feel chosen? Sometimes it's, well, no, I'm not even comfortable with that environment, right? Like, again, it's money related, but it's everything. Right? So it's like, nah, like, sorry, can't. You already even know not to invite me to certain things, right? Again, do you still feel chosen? And so it feels good, right? When we're reading the scriptures, and even the one that we started with, right? Where God is like, man, like, this is like, you are mine, right? And again, like, I've called you to be separate, right? And we're not saying separate as in you can't, minister to and disciple and all these other things with the world, because we are called to do that. But there is a separation that if you're on this walk and you're committed to it, like, if that's going to be a test, right? And it may be a test that we endure forever, but like, when you feel that separate, is it a holy thing? Do we recognize that it's a holy thing, right? And like, we've talked about this where it's like, man, it'd be nice to like, know a lot of folks that are committed to this, but that separation, I think, is hard. And going back and circling back to the money aspect, it's not because I don't have it, right? But that's not what I want to use it for. I don't want to go blow it on that. No, I don't want to go out to eat every day, because not only is it not healthy, but I'm working towards a financial goal that is going to last a lot longer than this meal that feels good for 5 seconds. Go ahead. You're burning.
No, I was just gonna say real quick, because it's like, and when you make those decisions, or you voice that to whomever, and then that's where the enemy come in, and he's like, you're taking it too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's too holy. Like, that's no, that verse was for them back.
Somebody
that
else,
was them back. That's how Paul did it back in. You ain't got to do it that way. And again, like you just said, no, God, that's what I've called you to. And again, when the enemy comes up, that's how you know it's real, because it's like he's trying to stop it.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep. That's what you hear all the time. It's not that you're taking it too far.
Yeah. That's
still not
good.
going.
That's good. That's good. But the reason, right? Because we started with why I changed kind of like the name of it, right? Do you have what it takes? Right? And if we have the Holy Spirit, right? Again, believers who are committed to this walk, right? A disciple of Christ. Like, we are committed to this walk. You are committed to this walk. And if that is the case, do we have what it takes? Yes. Is it hard some days, financially related or not? Yes. Does it feel
weeks, months, years?
Does it feel separate sometimes? Yeah. But God, there is a reward on the other side. You have what it takes to change this. Even if nobody else is doing it, even if you're the only one,